Hi guys, welcome to my podcast, Coach on a Boat. My name is Aisha Walker and I am a relationship coach and counsellor. And this podcast is all about giving you tips, tools and techniques on how to improve your relationship. Why coach on a boat? Well, if you look behind me, this curious background you might be able to see is the living room of my 70-foot barge that I live on here on the River Thames with my husband of 38 years and my cat Lucy. But it's not boats I'd like to talk to you about today. It is relationships, more specifically on why so many relationships fail. Why is it in the West today that more than 50% of marriages will end in divorce? That's very interesting. They start so well. Think back to when you guys fell in love. Think back to any wedding that you've been to. You're starry-eyed, you see no wrong in that person, they're your everything, you hang on their every word, and yet a few years down the road, in fact, if you're lucky, a few years down the road, you can be very much at odds and threatening to part, or actually parting. Why is that? Well, let's say, first of all, sometimes it's the right thing, right? The person that you met when you were young, their qualities, your needs, their needs may have changed dramatically over the years that you've been together, and parting may be exactly the most healthy thing to do in your relationship. And thank goodness we live in a time where that is possible. But that's not the relationship I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about those relationships that fail. I don't even like the word fail. Let's say that come to a close when they don't need to, right? Because actually there's no such thing as a failed relationship. You can learn so much from relationships precisely because they're quite difficult things. They test us and they help us grow, but they can only do that if you come at relationship from a very specific perspective. So let's look at our perspectives at the moment. Why do they fail? I would say because those expectations are very high. Nothing wrong with that. However, if you're going to have very high expectations, if you're going to want more out of your relationship from that person that you are with, it might be the case that you're going to need to put more in. Now, there might be a few of you at this point going, as if my to-do list isn't already full enough. Do I really need to hear there are more things I need to be doing for my relationship as well as everything else in my life? Don't panic. It's not huge. You don't have to make dramatic life changes. These are small changes that you can do in your life that will have big effects. And that's very much what I want to focus on in this podcast. What skills could I impart to you to bring about significant and powerful change in your relationship without having to put lots and lots of time, or do it all on your own for that matter? This is again the point of this podcast. I'd like to be here, be your coach, and help you work together on some of the things that you could be putting in place. Even guys, if you have a partner who might not be particularly up for that, right? They might not be into talking therapies or consciousness or what they might perceive any of this kind of work to be. Can you make a change in that situation? Can you do these things and cause a difference in your relationship without their initial participation? Well, the good news is, yes, you absolutely can. There are so many things I would like to share with you that you can do in your relationship. Small tweaks, small tips that will cause dramatic change in your relationship. So if that sounds interesting to you and you'd like to give it a go, tune in regularly. This podcast is going to be happening once a week from now on, and I'm going to be sharing some of those tips and tools with you. If you like the sound of that, hit the subscribe button below, give me a like, and I will see you again in a week's time to share some of those secrets on how to have a great relationship. In the meantime, have a fabulous week and see you again soon.